Shut up and sit down.
And go. There you go, folks. Oh dear, I made it. Hello. You're done. Welcome to the Friday Frolic with me, Colin, Festa 67's workshop, and him, Mr. Hyperactive Guru. Welcome to a bit of fun times on the Friday. Let's get the pimpage done out of the way, and then I'll just leave him to it because, yeah, he's very hyper. If you'd like to help support this channel, as you can see on screen, you can head over to patreon.com/Festa67's workshop, or click the join button below, or click the $sign and leave a super chat. All goes in a big pot of goodness and helps pay for all of this 1080p and goodness and
bigness.
There you go. Also, that gives you access to the Zoom 24/7 off-air hangout where you can come and spend your evenings with us, rabble. Also, it'll give you access to the link to come and join in on the Sunday show space. Dependent, should we say, or whatever the word is. Anyway, talking of the chat, let's have a goodly looky-loo by scrolling up and seeing who we've got in before.
Scrolling up.
Before I forget. If you can let me know that audio and video is fine would be nice. And also bench, belly and beverage. What's on the bench? What's in your belly? What's your beverage of choice?
Look, Guthorn can't scroll. He can't scroll.
Absolutely. Me and Fox saying hello to everyone. PJ's in, he says, evening, Pimpalicious Colin, Pimper Puffing Guthorn, Pimple Face Fox, and everyone in the chat. Hello, mate.
Pimple Face Fox.
Hello, PJ. Haunted Halloween Railway. Quick pop in to say a hi. Hello, mate. How you doing? Thanks for popping in. John Alec is in, says hello all. Haunted Halloween says hi to PJ, who says hi back. Stefan Last is in, he says, evening all. I'm still awake. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, I'm up all night anyway because it's MotoGP from Mandalika. So, yeah, it's Indonesia, isn't it?
Where's Mandalika? Indonesia. You just said
Indonesia.
That,
I just said that, mate. Yeah.
You just said that, didn't you? Indonesia.
Yeah, pay attention, dear.
Is it Indonesia?
Absolutely. PJ says, John Alec, hope you're doing well. Jeff Light is in, saying hello. Hello, Jeff. Love to you.
Hello,
and
Jeff.
Maggie. Stefan saying hi to PJ. Everyone is saying hello to each other there. Jeff Light says audio and video are good, as does PJ. Thank you, very glad.
Lovely.
So there you go. That's the chat already up to date. That was nice and easy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Probably
nice
find most of them are a kip in bed anyway. So
yeah.
First things first, mate. How's you and how's my mum?
Yes.
Notice I said my mum.
I know. All good. You can have her if you want. Make my life easier. All good. Thank you very much. You know, like when you have like a car that requires a lot of maintenance and you just happily give it away to your mate.
Yeah. Welcome to the Friday Frolic. This week's giveaway is an 80-year-old lady.
Yes.
Yeah. Bless.
I don't know. Yes, we're all fine here. Thank you. All doing well.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Oh, nice.
Not much to speak of. Not been much time at the bench. I'm just going to be carrying on with my Bane Blade from Wednesday because I've got to get it done. So
yeah, absolutely.
To get to the bench really. So. And
I am building a big old 1/8 scale E-type Jag. I'm starting that this week. Now this is going to be a long-term background build. So I'm going to launch it tonight, and then, like I say, I shall be bringing it in possibly once a month. We'll see. We see how my schedule goes. Just to give you a little updates, but I'm filming this as well, so it will get uploaded to YouTube as a full-blown video build series, but it is quite unwieldy, and like the E-Models 1/16 tank, I'm going to do small snippets of them live, but the big stuff I'll have to do non-live because then I can just move all my cameras out the way and have loads of bench room. So
we had a look earlier on that kit's from 1968, isn't it? Yes,
a year after I was born.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm up to, folks. And yeah, if you want to see which kit it is, click the link in the description. It will take you over to me Scalemates. and you'll be able to see which one it is.
That's a scary thought if you think that tool that made that kit didn't even exist.
Yeah.
Like, it's only like when you were a twinkle in someone's eye. It was only just coming into existence.
Yeah. Scary, isn't it, when you think about it?
I know. Something that's still in production today. Good God.
Absolutely. I've gone ahead and cut a load of bits off the sprues as well, purely and simply because, yeah, it is. I was showing Fox, it's a fair old size thing to wield around. So
yeah, it's not an insignificant size.
Absolutely. John Christmas is in saying hi, guys. Opal as well.
Hello, John Christmas.
How are you, mate? Love to you and family. Hope you're all well. Tell you what I can do. Let's empty them out and have them in a nice...
Hello, John, do you indeed have a new vehicle?
Yeah. I see what you did there.
Did it a bit posh version.
Yeah. Could you partake in letting us know whether that's a new Ford Cortina there, John? Classic track from our good friend, Mr. Sale.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to have all my Sanders lined up so I can quickly grab
your
them.
Sanders.
That was what I meant to have done before I started the stream, was sort me Sanders out, because, yeah, I am useless.
Sort your Sanders.
Let's move them out the way. Bobbins belly, a pasta carbonara, containing bacon. Beverage is whiskey. Oh, nice single malt, perchance, Bobbins. Bench is an Airfix ME262, which he won on E-Models ages ago. Oh, nice one, mate.
That was a long time ago.
That was. Nice one, Bobbins.
I have to apologise. At the moment we started doing the stream, my tickly cough kicked in, so hooray.
Don't worry about it, mate. My yawns are kicking in, because they always do.
Yeah. There's my sniffles as well.
Yeah. We have these little things that happen to us when we go live.
We both have brains that hate us.
Yeah, it's nerves, isn't it? That's all it is. You would have thought after all this time that, you know, we would have settled down a bit, but...
No, I think it's just literally my brain actually hates me.
Oh,
There's enough evidence of all the things it makes happen to me that...
Yeah. Been setting up for this, Captain Switchy, I was dropping anything and everything. It took me more time to pick up all the stuff that I had dropped than it did to actually set up.
Yeah.
It's like, really? Wibbles may have been bad.
Can he drop it? Of course he can.
I may have called myself a few choice names.
Clarence.
Yeah.
Captain Fantabulous.
Absolutely. Everyone's saying hello to Jeff. Graham Robert is in, says hi to chat. Sorry I'm late. Don't have to apologise, Graham. Not a problem, mate. You come and go as you please.
On the clock. Yeah.
Absolutely, mate.
There's no schedule.
Yeah. So what have you been up to this week, or shouldn't I ask?
Not a lot, really. I've had very little bench time other than when I've been live streaming, so...
Yeah.
No great news, I'm afraid.
Dare I ask, what are you doing tonight? And
tonight, I will be doing this and then sleeping.
Yeah. Don't forget, dear, you can go full screen anytime you choose, because I've amended the overlay in this one as well.
Yes. Yes, we've twiddled it around.
Because I know he likes to go full screen when he's in explain and teach mode, and yeah. I'm not going to deprive a man of his joys.
I like to show people my enormous parts in high detail. Moving on. I have taken delivery this week of 2 little bits of merch that I've been waiting for a while.
Oh, really?
I can show them if you want in a minute.
Oh, yeah, of course you can. Yeah, no worries, mate. No worries. Oh, nice one.
Because many, many moons ago, I am an absolute ardent follower of both the Kurzgesagt channel, who do little animated explainers of awesome stuff, and it's an awesome channel.
Yeah.
I love Kurzgesagt. And also, I absolutely adore Slackworm, the webcomic Slackworm.
Oh, right, yeah.
Which was the one that Nim Cinderin put me onto.
That's
you should
right,
go and read this. I'm like, and I've been following it ever since. It's absolutely genius. So I've ordered some merch from both of those many, many months ago that's actually turned up now.
Oh, nice one. Yeah, I got some overseas stuff coming from America and Japan, so I'm looking forward
Yeah,
to
they were
get
kind
in.
of the sort of order it now, limited edition, and you'll get it by the end of the year. And I'd forgotten what it was every time they turned up. I'm like, why have I got something? I've not ordered anything.
I love that though, because sometimes you order stuff like that and you forget about it, and then you get a parcel of goodness, and you're sitting there and you're like, what on earth is that? And you get all excited. And it's like, I forgot I ordered that. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm the only person that does this though. That when that happens to me, right? If I suddenly get a parcel, I'm not expecting it, or I've forgotten it. What normal people would do is they say, "What's this? I haven't ordered anything. How can I find out? I know. I'll open it and see what it is." I don't do that.
You go online, don't you, like I do, and check your order histories.
Yeah, I look at the box. I look at any sender's address on the box. I try and do the detective work to see what it is that's been ordered.
Yeah.
And then it's the last resort is to open the box and find out and just see what it is.
Yeah, I'll spend 20 minutes doing Mr. Marple when I could have spent 2 minutes just cutting the box open and reading the invoice.
I'm glad it's not just me that does this. They go, well, it's come from such and such a country. What could it be? What could it be?
Yeah, I look at all the tracking info. It's like,
Yeah, I go through my Amazon history and have it, but it's not Amazon. What is it?
Yeah, search your orders, put the filter on. Yeah, let's do 8 months or 6 months. And
put the special filter on Amazon that says stuff I ordered when I was drunk and I have no idea what the hell it was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've done that.
My youngest boy did that when he used to drink. Went on eBay and he ordered a violin and a wood carving set.
Yeah.
He said, I've got no idea why. I said, hey, you know. He said, I know. He said, yeah.
My friend actually set up a sale on eBay when he was drunk. He got drunk and put up for sale a haunted beer can.
Oh, really?
Which is just an empty beer can, and he wrote a thing about how it was haunted. And the funniest thing was, he put it on eBay drunk, and then some idiot bought it drunk. So he actually sold a haunted beer can for like 70 quid.
You'll be amazed what people can sell on eBay. You'll be amazed.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just when you think you've seen it all. Yeah. I put a £1 coin for sale on eBay once. No one bought it, but I just couldn't help myself but to do it.
There's the apocryphal story of when the original first Xbox came out in 2000 and whenever. When did eBay start? It must have been around about when eBay started. It was very early days.
Oh, eBay was 96, wasn't it? There or thereabouts?
Yeah.
I think. I could be wrong.
But anyway, so basically, the first Xbox came out, and of course, even in those days, there were scalpers, because if they went out of stock everywhere, so somebody put up a thing saying, perfect condition, Xbox box for sale, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And the guy bought it, and it turned out it was just the box the Xbox came in.
Oh,
and he tried to complain to eBay, but the problem was the actual sale said for sale,
listing,
Xbox box.
Yeah, in brackets, box only. Console. Yeah, I've seen people buy model kits. I had a classic example where someone bought the Mad Max Road Warrior, and it clearly said Mad Max Road Warrior box only. You know, the giveaway is the price, because them kits are so sought after. You're talking a good couple of hundred, maybe more quid. And this was like 25 quid. Yeah, duh. And I could just imagine the guy's face, because I made that error where I looked at it and thought, oh, that's cheap. And then my brain was going, too good to be true. And then there it was in the description. This is an empty box. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, well, I've got.
It's sold.
I've got all the magazines from my Dodge Charger part work up for sale on eBay.
That's
and
right.
It's like all 100 issues, and I've had to make sure in the thing it says this is not that. This is just the magazines. This is not the part work. Yeah. I'll show you my bits. Hang on, pardon the expression.
But people buy it. That's the thing.
Well, nobody's bought it yet, but hey. But now there's a market for these things, but you have to be very careful what you actually write on your item descriptions.
Yes.
Yeah, so last week, I received, first of all, my miniature slackworm. No, you don't need to go full screen. It's not that big. My miniature slackworm.
Oh, bless.
Which is adorable.
Yeah.
I'm really tempted to repaint it, but they only did 300, so I'm like,
Oh, yeah. Would it devalue it?
Well, I mean, it's already out the packaging now. It's just a vinyl figure.
Yeah.
So
repaint it then. Sod it.
The sad thing was it was one of the things where you say it's going to be available for sale if enough people like order it, and it was like minimum order of 500, but they didn't get them to the end. They just dropped it down to 300. Bless them.
Yeah.
Because I love Slapworm. Another thing I got today was my Kurzgesagt Wheel of Fear.
Okay.
And I'm not going to take it out of the packet because it's already on eBay for 100 quid. This thing. It's a spin. It's an enamel pin, but it spins round, and it's got the great. What does it say? The great filter is in front of us. Meteorite impact. Civilizational collapse. The universe is infinite. You will die. You're living in a simulation. Brain-eating amoeba. Black hole. Or the heat death of the universe. So it's how you can decide which way you're going to die. It's the Wheel of Fear. Things that can make you feel.
Did I hear you right saying you've got that on eBay for 100 quid?
No. It's a limited edition.
Oh right.
And they basically, if you order it, you had 3 days to order one.
Yeah.
And after that, it'll never be available again. And they've only just gone out in the last couple of weeks from earlier this year. But people are already selling these on eBay for like $100.
That's insane, isn't it?
Yeah. Because
people pay it.
Yeah, they only make as many as people order, you see, so only for 3 days. So I think I'll leave it in the packaging.
Mad, isn't it?
But I like the day you can spin it round and determine someone's fate. How will I die? Brain-eating amoeba, way!
Yeah, just what you needed to know. What have we got in the chat? PJ, belly and bench. Belly spag bowl with garlic bread. Bench is a 30-second Revell area GR1. Nice.
Ooh.
We've added a PJ Fetlin bits. There's a surprise. Beverage is a San Miguel. John Alex bench was a 72nd Academy PBY and a 125th Avanti. Belly might be an Indian and beverage is Rittenhouse Rye. Nice.
Nah. I was about to say something, but it's the Tamiya Harrier that's garbage, isn't it?
Yeah, the one I built. I can remember Paul Bretland saying, "Can't believe you bought that, mate." I went, "Yeah, I know." All part of the bad kit build series, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was like, yeah. It was a bit of a mare.
Yeah.
It had done a very good job earning its pup status. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Warning, to build this kit, you will have to learn many new words. Not suitable for children.
Yeah. Just as well, I did live stream that, if I remember right. I think it was one I did with Dave.
Yeah, he did a few of them.
Yeah. Back in the day.
Yep.
Just clean that off. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I shall do the sub-assemblies for this, and I shall keep going back to the sub-assemblies, adding detail to them, because this really is lacking in detail. And especially in the engine bay area, so there will be a lot of...
Well, that's what kind of prompted us to look up the age, wasn't it? Because it's like, that's got to be an old vintage kit if it's that lacking.
So there will be an order of brass tubing being placed and things like that. So hence why this kit build will probably run about a year in the background, there or thereabouts. One, it will then give me space to actually find to put it, because, but also with all the little detail work and that, I really want to kind of go to town on it. It's not going to be a quick 5-minute build, so
no.
But Lee asked about it last week in the chat, and I thought, well, if I start it, at least I've made a start.
I think it's those kind of car kits. Even if it's a simple one, it's still not going to be a quick build.
Absolutely, but I'm filming this as well as streaming. I've got my camera's just there, see, so I can film whilst I stream. So,
did you just squash a small mammal, or did your camera arm squeak?
Oh, that's the spring on my camera arm in the side of the E-type box, because it's rather...
I didn't know, maybe if you just squeezed a small mammal of some sort.
No, I've not squeezed anything today, dear.
Ew. It was quite an endearing sound. I was like,
Yeah, that wasn't one of my Festa blurps. H threatened to get them to sew it up. It's like, really?
Sew it up, they'll have to weld it.
You are just so wrong. I went, yeah, it's the meds, love. Didn't buy it.
Oh, you're playing that one, are you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, mate.
Does it work?
No, of course it don't.
No.
Been my go-to answer for over 20 years, and she just looks at me and goes, do you really think I'm going to believe it? I said, one day you might fall for it.
It was like, it will work if she wasn't actually living with you for the last 30 years.
Yeah.
That's where your plan fails a little bit.
Trying to think what she face palmed me for earlier. I did something remarkably stupid, and I can't for the life of me remember what it was.
Well, we live in an infinite universe, and in the infinite universe there are infinite possibilities, so it could be pretty much anything.
She just let out such a sigh of disappointment, and I'm like, oh, what? She went, oh, why me?
You clearly said something, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I said, but it's because you love me. And she went, you make it harder every day.
You were watching, there was something on TV, I bet, wasn't there?
It might well have been.
I bet you were criticising something she likes to watch.
That may have been the case.
Ah, yeah, there you go. See, I know you well enough now to know what you're doing.
What was it she was watching?
Probably
location.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I may have been a little bit, dismissive of the quality of the programming she likes. Yeah.
I would utterly support your position on this. It's just drivel programming.
Yeah, I mean, she does like all the bake-offs and dancing or whatever it's called, and all them sort of X Factory talent program. Oh God,
it's either mindless chud crap or women's programs, but in a real derogatory way. It's like, really, this is. But then,
yeah, and I'm like, oh God.
Why do? It's like people that buy like gossip and soap magazines. Why?
Yeah.
Why did this? And it's always women. Men don't buy that crap.
She used to watch the Kardashians one, and I used to go, but why are you watching this? And of course, I start, and then I get irritated by what I'm watching. Yeah, so my inner Alf Garnett kicks in then. Once I start, that's it. I'm on a roll. And
yeah,
she paused it and gave me such a rollicking. And
she wasn't wrong.
Yeah, but
at the same time.
And then it was, will you either go upstairs and have a nap or F off to the man cave? But should you get right up on my tits now? Behave yourself. Oh, really? She went, don't you mutter that about me on your way out. Oh. And then she gets the giggles then, because she's like, yeah, it's like a 55-year-old child. It's like, yeah.
Yeah. She can't really tell you off seriously, can she?
No, she gets the giggles in the end, because I do that chastised husband look.
Does the bottom lip stick out further than the top lip?
Yeah, all those blokes out there that are stood outside the clothing shop when their wife has been to 15 others, has gone back to the first one and got the outfit she tried on first. Why do they do that? All those blokes outside that you see in the street with that devoid look of, I really want to be watching the football. Yeah. I'm like that.
A bit like when you walk into a shop and there's a dog tied up outside the front door and it just looks thoroughly hacked off because it's raining like a bugger.
Yeah.
And this dog's tied up and it's waiting for its owner to come out. And it's just sitting there going, why? Why do I have to have this idiot for an owner?
So, I am just like that. And, of course, then, see, that gives her the giggles. Because it's, don't you go looking down your nose at me and,
Don't you sticking out that bottom lip.
Yeah. God, look at you, she says. You're like a 5-year-old. Yes, dear.
Not a 5-year-old, I'm a 7-year-old.
Yeah, and then I mutter. And of course, me being as deaf as a post, I think I'm muttering. No, I'm saying it very clearly, very loudly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, don't give up the day job at, MI6.
Absolutely. EC Idaho's in, he says, oi, Colin, he says, that's really red, and I'm colourblind to red. Yes, this is the 1968 Monogram Jaguar E-Type, folks.
Monogram.
Yeah, and it is that beautiful monogram Monogram, even red plastic, folks.
In the days before quality.
Back in the day, I was a massive 1-year-old when that was done.
In the days when you got what you were given and liked it. Trying to think what else has been going on. Nothing I can report really at this end of the world. Not a lot really.
Not a lot.
No. What's happening in chat? Somebody very special is in chat.
Yeah, I'm trying to type, but my other screen is having a bit of a spanner moment at the moment.
Quiet.
So, yeah.
Welcome, Muse. Yeah, don't forget bench and belly, folks. What's on your bench? What's on your belly? What is your beverage of choice? My belly tonight was Domino's Pizza. I know Domino's Pizza's overpriced crap. I know, but Mama Wolf likes the chicken strippers. And I can't just order chicken strippers. So, and beverage tonight for me is water.
Oh,
the
nice
waters
one.
of life. Trying to cut down on my coffee.
Happy days.
So those are your benches and bellies.
Let's do it that way, being that screen really doesn't want to play today.
Are you having technological difficulties?
Yeah, it's been doing it ever since the last Windows update. I get two mouse cursors appear.
Oh dear.
And yeah, it's figuring out which one is which, so I'll have to do it on the iPad.
My monitor keeps I keep getting either it goes black for a second, or I get basically a snowy static screen, which you shouldn't normally get.
Yeah.
And I think it's my DVI cable is a bit knackered, so I've actually cable tied it to the leg of my desk at the minute to stop it moving around, and it seems to have fixed it for now. I think it's just because it's one of those cables, DVI cables are kind of heavy.
Yeah.
When it's hanging out the back of your PC, it's kind of like that, and I think over the years it's just kind of strained the connections inside.
Yeah. Oh, God's
it's quite an
sake.
old cable.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a bit, there's probably a duff contact. Stop it moving around. It should be all right. Hopefully. All right, I think the rusting on the turret is done.
You gotta love it when Windows does an update and everything just tonks on it. It's like, really?
I have to actually admit, I've actually been very lucky with Windows updates. I've never really had a problem with them. Major problem, I mean. Nothing too major.
Yeah,
the only one I ever got was... I think the only one I've ever had a couple of times is where the Windows update gets balked halfway through, because I turn my PC off or something, or the power goes off.
Yeah.
And then suddenly I've got no search bar option in Windows at all. I have to just go back to a previous version.
Nah, mine, like I say, it's just been a bit special at the moment. It's had a couple of reboots before we went live, but yeah, just one of them.
Muse says hello to me, and hey John, fancy seeing you here. And John says, good place to be, Marcy, trying to sort out dinner.
There you go.
Dinner is on and Miss Doggo is fair, says Muse. Yay!
Yay!
What is the dinner, Muse? You know how it works. You have to tell us the details. Can't skimp on details. That's not how this works.
Just put that back up there and let that load.
We're chipping on this ammo canister, and then I think we can move on to other parts.
Happy days. Now YouTube don't want to work properly on the iPad. Oh, for God's sake.
Hey.
You know, there's days when you think live streaming wasn't a good idea today.
You just think, why do I bother?
Yeah, today is one of them. Let's let that do its thing. But I love technology.
Oh, yeah. Love it or hate it, you can't not use
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's just frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not sure why. Yeah, I know. Not sure why that's playing up on that one.
That didn't really work, that did it?
No.
Muse says ham, broccoli with cheese sauce, and baked potatoes with all the toppings. You need to list the toppings. You can't just say all the toppings, because all the toppings could be like bricks, worms, pencils, Albuquerque. Could be anything. you have to be specific? Plus coffee, she says.
It's strange.
YouTube has the dumb today, says Muse. YouTube always has the dumb.
Yeah, it's pretty special, isn't it, Marcy?
Yeah. Special. Smashing. So, for those wondering, I'm just doing more of my chipping on my
Yeah,
Beyblade.
it does seem to be a little bit... Yeah, it does seem to be a little bit special today for some reason. But
Yes.
it never does it on a day where you're not streaming, does it? That's the annoying part.
Because there's a day. No, when you're just sitting there, like, watching adult entertainment or whatever, or your general YouTube stuff, or, you're watching some of your specialist gentlemen's films that you've tried to send me links for in the past. It's fine.
Yeah, nice try.
The moment you need to do a live stream.
Yeah, none of that wants to work. Oh, well, don't worry about it, Cole. Oh.
If the stream's going, the stream's going.
Yeah, I know that. It's functions around the stream that aren't working properly.
Yes.
Apologies for the lack of interaction in chat from me, but yeah.
Are you without chat completely? Because I can just take over chat, Dolly.
Yeah, I am at the moment. I'm trying to load everything.
I shall look after it. PJ says, I hate that YouTube heart thingy in the bottom right-hand corner of the chat gets in the way. And yes, it does, because often the comment goes behind it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's like, well, which comment are you actually hearting? If I press it now, it gives me an option of, I don't know what I'm just doing a heart. Is that a heart for the stream? Is it a heart for the comment that's just gone on?
No idea.
I'm guessing it's feedback for the streamer, maybe? I don't really know. Bobbins is in and says, Festa's workshop, what paint job are you going to do on the Jag?
We had this debate last week. I think Lee was saying that he was looking at ivory white because I've done these before where I've done the traditional British racing green and things like that, and it was just wanting something different.
Yeah. BLG is nice, but yeah, everybody does it.
I think it was ivory white with a red interior, I think was decided in the end. I'll have to look back at last week's live chat.
Thing is, it's a good choice. If that's what he said, it's a good choice because you just happen to be the person who has the largest collection of appliance white rattle cans in the history of the world.
Yeah. Oh, I should get the proper Jaguar paint for it.
All right.
Purely and simply because, yeah. Oh, no, it's Jaguar Old English White, I think it's called.
You watch somewhere there's an old Jaguar engineer going, he's just his appliance white.
No, I'm not going to use appliance white, dear.
No, I'm just saying, I bet there's an engineer out there. An old Jag engineer.
Yeah, it's totally different colour. Yeah. So I shall order many litres of it. Well, I say litres, but you know what I mean.
Many, many Mahoney.
Because it's going to take quite a bit of paint.
Yeah, a fair bit.
That's a long, long way off yet.
Yeah, a lot of lack of varnish as well. Clear coat.
Yeah, I'm lucky I have a couple of litres of 2K, so...
Yeah, it's basically like doing a small car in real life. He's basically repainting.
But saying that, 2K might be too shiny, so I might just do a 1K clear on this because it's more age related, isn't it? Or age appropriate.
Era, yeah.
So I'll cross that bridge when it comes to it.
I don't know what kind of lacquers they used back in the 60s for cars.
Yeah. She says you could remove the heart in the settings. I would if I could get YouTube to work on my PC, but yeah.
The heart isn't comment specific, and you can remove. Oh yes,
yeah,
same comment.
Yeah. Is that you remove it your end or I remove it my end? Because, yeah.
We'll live. First world problems, I suppose.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let's get that on there. Let's just move them over there.
Actually, yeah, that's the point. I've actually got no idea what car paints were like in the 1960s.
It was
actual car paints.
Yeah, very flat colours, weren't they, back then?
Were they still using cellulose, or was it lacquers and cellulose, or was it?
I think it was, yeah, cellulose, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, because I remember working on a 1947 something or other at one point, and it was the first time we come across actual cellulose paint. We were like, geez, we had to get it off this car, and it's like, oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
Some 1947 Oldsmobile or something. It was the size of a small boat. Right, we've got to get all the paint off this bodywork. I'm like, oh, joy.
Oh, yeah, it was leftover World War II tank paint, wasn't it, on a lot of them?
Yeah. Well, this was the point at which I was quite happy doing detailing in interiors, but the guy there in the company wanted to start getting into painting things.
Absolutely.
I shall return presently. I'm being called.
Marcy says it's in the settings somewhere. I'll have a look at that once he comes back and see whether I can get a shot of it this end. Or is that something users do their end? I don't know. Like I say, I've not really noticed it, to be honest with you, but now I'm looking at it, yeah, it sticks out like a blind cobbler's thumb, doesn't it? Yeah. 100% PJ annoying. Yeah, well, once he comes back, I'll stop what I'm doing and I'll see if I can get rid of it. Yeah. Beep, beep, says Marcy. Yeah. Yeah, just another one of those wonderful things that YouTube thinks is a great idea. So, yeah. I love them. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know. We want a feature, just have it there as an option and we can choose whether or not we turn it on. Ain't hard, is it? But the Bobbins is put in shed loads of arts. Good man, Bobbins. Hopefully I get to put a bit of glue on something by the end of the show, but quite a bit of clean-up required on some of these bits. It's in the channel settings for you, Cole. Yeah, no worries, Marcy. Well, I'll have a look as and when I can. Yeah, that's it is a bit of a poxy thing, isn't it? But we'll see. We'll see whether I can do it once he gets back. If I can just let him go into yatta mode, I'll see whether I can get into the settings and get rid of it. By all means, throw darts at me for it being there. I've got no idea why it's there, but and that's the 10,000. It's on by default, and we have to figure it out on our end. Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, it's all right. Poxy few updates recently that they've been doing on YouTube, and I don't know, I just find it a little bit annoying that I suppose, they are hosting our videos for free and they've got to make their money, but they're not short of a few quid. But there just doesn't seem to be any consultation, does there, in the process? It's, yeah. Which is a tad annoying. I suppose it's their platform. They can do with it what they choose. It's a bit like, oh, what's his chops with Twitter, isn't it? Yeah, no, not going to be content until it's destroyed. Which, you could have donated all that money to charity and just not used it, but PJ says, how detailed or not is the Jag? Does it have an engine or is it a curbside? No, it has engine. Engine's just there, mate. Uh, pretty much every bit that I've got on the bench is engine related, mate. Carburetors, exhausts and that. So it has a full engine, mate. Oh, yes. Which I suppose for the time for Monogram was a highly detailed engine in their eyes, but compared to a modern kit, no, it's not. But it will be. Believe you me, it will be. So I'll be having a look at a few suppliers and getting some bits like carpets, brass rods, and gubbins for the engine. May even get hoses, and I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how the build progresses. It's very early stages of the build yet. Like I say, I'll get all my sub-assemblies together and then I can start looking at it, because things like brake lines and things like that, you know, it's, yeah, you kind of want to put all that detail in, don't you? Wiring loom, prime example, you know, there's going to be some areas of a wire loom are going to be visible, so why not put them in? Marcy says, YT has made a mess of things. They've reconfigured how things appear in various browsers, and now I have to pop chat out to read it. Always fixing what is broken. Exactly, Marcy. I've found that different browsers reject certain features, and it is so frustrating at the moment. I shall try it on a different browser again on the next stream, just to see whether or not I can get things to behave a little bit better, because it really is problematic when you're trying to stream. You want it doing what you want it to do, and at the moment it's just been a bit of a twat. It'll be fine though. It seems to have got stuck on the other screen with duplicate mouse cursors everywhere, and it's just, yeah. So it's like, yeah. So we can get rid of that. See what it does. What am I using now? I'm using Opera on this one, but I might go back to using Edge. See whether or not it behaves a little bit better on Edge. I haven't streamed using Chrome for a little while, so I'll have a play. But it's like anything, it's always been fine up until the last week, and just seems to have been a bit of a twit since the last lot of Windows updates. It's obviously played with something. Not quite sure what, but yeah. Probably a driver issue somewhere. Let's sort it out. Whilst you're in the chat as well, Marcy, we must get round to starting our, what's his name, ZZ Top Eliminator cars, the little Fords. I finally found mine. It's just next to me, and I was thinking of it the other day. We'll set something up, and we can start the build maybe next year, during the year, and just have that rolling in the background. Yeah, it's definitely a bit buggy in there. Right. Leave it whilst it's on coal and just do your sanding. Go. Right, let's get the engine halves, start sanding them. Hopefully we'll get something joined then. But this had quite a bad bow in it. It's going to be clamped and everything to try and get these halves to marry up. So, but for its age, you know, it's 55 years old, isn't it? So, You know, I mean, it's only a bit bowed. I'm 56 and I'm clagged, so, you know, the model kit's fared better than I have. I suppose the missus would say I'm a bit bowed in places, but... Yeah. But yeah, there's not an awful lot of detail on this PJ, to be honest with you, but I'm sure with a few embellishments it can be made into something. We'll see. We'll have a damn good go, put it that way. Marcy says, I've seen mine recently. I need to put it where I can see it all the time. She's also saying the last 2 updates have messed her stuff up. Yeah, absolutely. The proper red for the ZZ Top car, if I remember rightly, in an interview with Billy Gibbons, was Boyd Red, back in the days of Boyd Coddington Motors. I did have the recipe for Boyd Red somewhere, so if I find it again, I'll fire it over to you, Marcy. But yeah, it's one of them iconic cars we all remember growing up when ZZ Top were at the height of their popular fame, should I say, and the whole Eliminator album was the thing and all the videos that went with it, and the 32 Fold was very prominent in all of them videos, and the model came out. And I remember building one when I lived at home with me mum. But when I moved, everything was put into storage in a lockup, and the lockup flooded, so she junked everything. And I tried for years to source one, and luckily for me, Marcy had found one, so kindly sent it over. So we will get round to doing them because, yeah, it's ZZ Top car, Marcy, isn't it? We can do all the ZZ Top noises whilst we're building it. I think it'll be a fun little build. Be nice to get it built, to be honest with you, because it's a nice little kit, and like I say, getting a nice paint job on it is going to be, yeah, it's going to be fun. Yeah. Jeff is in. Candygram for Mongo. These streams could be audio only and I'd still tune in. Oh, bless you. Thank you, Jeff. Yeah, we try our best, you know. We do like to try to let you guys and girls see a bit more real estate when we do these, so that you can actually see what we're doing. I suppose I could, whilst he's out of the loop, I could just full screen for a bit, couldn't I? There you go. So it lets you all see what we're up to, but yeah, that's nice and clear, isn't it? Look at that. So yeah, that is the beauty of the modern webcams and things like that, is you can get a nice decent picture. But a lot of the time I'll have a live stream going in the earphones whilst I'm building, and then if I hear something that sparks me interest, I'll look up at the screen. But a lot of the time I just sit with my headphones in listening. Especially when you're doing repetitive work on a build, because you've got something going in your ears then, haven't you? Well, it's roughly sounding mess.
And we're back.
There you go, mate. Click me off a full screen, dude, and
I certainly can.
They'll see you back then. There you go.
Hello, everybody.
Go. All good?
Mm-hmm.
Good,
all
good.
sorted. Did I miss anything?
No, we was just killing time until you got back, mate.
Just treading water.
Talking ZZ Top car builds and things like that. So the wonderful Microsoft updates. Yeah.
ZZ Top, is that one of these popular beat combos?
And he has the cheek to mock me when I know zero about gaming. Yeah, popular beat combo, mate.
I know who ZZ Top are.
As Whispering Bob would say, a bit of jocular music.
Ooh, great.
Nice. Let's have a bit more jazz.
Great. Welcome to Jazz Club.
Could you imagine him reading you a bedtime story?
Oh, God.
He's scary.
Once
isn't
upon
it?
a... God. It'd be an easy job. He'd literally have to do it for like 5 seconds.
Yeah. Or a Bob Ross audio book.
Oh, yeah.
Get your quote ready, because a certain person is in the chat saying hello to everyone. So, yeah.
There are perhaps places which are outside our universe. The universe is vast and awesome, and for the first time, we are becoming a part of it.
Yeah, there you go. So I've told you I was having one of them days. Move one thing and 35 million other things fall over. Told you I was having one of them.
Welcome to the day of things.
Oh, mate.
How many things? All the things.
Absolutely. Can't even remember what I reached up to get now. But there you go. Yeah.
It was very important, whatever it was.
Whatever it was, doesn't matter now.
It is forgotten.
Captain Calamity Day today, folks.
Whatever you need, Khajiit can sell to you for the correct coin.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what's your plans for the rest of the weekend, dude? You got anything planned? Any filming planned, or are you just gonna sit and play Xbox?
I don't know at this point. I'm not really sure what the plan is at the moment. I do need to get some... I was going to get some part work filming done today and try and catch up, but that didn't happen. So I need to get some stuff done. I've got so many things I need to film, I don't even know where to begin. So I don't know whether to just have an actual weekend of not doing anything and then...
Yeah.
Because I've been doing some stuff all week, like some work all week, some other stuff, so
yeah,
I'm a bit tired.
I think they do PJ Zero.Paints, because I think that's where I'm getting mine from, mate. ZZ Top Eliminator Red.
Eliminator.
Because, yeah.
What about you, my fine feathered friend? What have you got on for this weekend? I know you've got your show on Sunday. Sunday
show, and I'm just binge building stuff. I've got about half a dozen kits to my left. I'm just going to sit and binge build quite a few Warhammer backlogs that I just want to build off air, get them done and boxed up, ready to paint. And then some Revell cars, get them started. Because I kind of need... The stash is taking up too much room now, so...
Yeah.
I just need to do a bit of binge building. It's been my plan all year, and every time I've tried it, it's gone wrong. So
well, you've learnt not to actually do planning, haven't you? Because that's why it never works.
So I've just got to build stack now, and I just grab something off of it and get it started. So
get cracking.
Yeah, I want to kind of play a bit of catch up if I can, because So that's the plan, because I really want to get me stash down to a maximum of 20 kits.
Yeah.
Because at the moment I'm swimming in unbuilt model kits, and that's a waste of... It's a waste of kits. It's a waste of revenue. And, it's all content that could be going up. So that's my plan anyway.
There's an example of my...
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Best laid plans, etc., etc.
Exactly.
I think your safest thing is to say nothing at all. I'll get nothing done this weekend, and then you'll actually get something done.
Yeah, but you ask me a question, and if I don't ask the question, you'll keep on at me until I do answer the question. So, yeah. That's why I answered your
No,
question.
but I'm thinking the way the universe works. If you say you're doing nothing,
Absolutely, yeah. I'll remember that the next time you ask.
Yeah, what are you doing this week? Absolutely nothing at all. No,
And then when
not
you
a thing.
say, "I'll give me something more than that," I shall then say, "You said."
No. I'll say, that plan is enacted. Excellent.
Yeah. And then he'll plausibly deny that he ever said it. Say, I know what you're doing.
I never said it. I never said no, nothing neither. As an example, the way my brain works, when you said you were swimming in kits, all my brain did was sit there going, all the ducks are swimming in the water. I don't know why. That just started looping in my head.
Okay.
That weird little audio of the little sound from some kids' TV
I think we
program.
really need to get you out a lot more, don't we?
Yeah, because all the ducks are swimming in the water. I can't remember what that's from. Some kids' TV. New Fenris Railroad is in.
Was it?
Nah, I can't remember what it was now. It was on some piece of like club music. They kind of nicked it. New Fenris Railroad is in. Says, hey guys, lurking in the background, working on cleaning the shed and Warhammer 40k models. Woo.
Oh, nice one.
And Candygram Jeff has been a member for 28 months.
Happy days.
Mm-hmm. Don't forget, folks, if you want to continue to support this channel and make sure that Colin can keep making content for you, because he's lovely and we all love him, really. If you want to make sure he can keep making content, then there's several ways you can support his channel. Of course, you can just like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. That will do him a lot of favours. And make sure when you watch his videos, let the adverts run, because that really helps him. Helps all of us with YouTube channels. Let the adverts run. I always skip adverts on channels I don't care about, but for the channels I care about, I watch the adverts. But don't forget, of course, you can support him directly two ways. You can go to patreon.com/Festa67's workshop, and you can support him monthly, or you can do a one-off thing for the year, all in advance, and you'll get you loads of access to exclusive content, the 24/7 Zoom Hangout and live Facebook chat, and all the other good stuff that comes with being a patron.
Absolutely.
If you don't want to use Patreon, you can become a YouTube channel member. Click the join button underneath any of his videos or streams and support him that way. Either way, you help him keep his channel alive, and you help him make sure he can keep making content for you and do live streams and be absolutely lovable, and the lovable rogue that we all
lovable rogue. I've heard myself called some things. Talking of members, Jeff has been a member for 28 months. Yeah.
Carl.
Yeah.
I'd already read that.
Yeah, I know.
It was worth mentioning twice.
No, I'm just acknowledging a member. Nothing wrong with that, dear.
Mm-hmm.
You're in full-blown mock Festa at every opportunity mode today, aren't you, dear?
What, you mean I'm awake?
Yeah, pretty much. Barry says, Guru looks like a Baneblade las cannon. There you go.
It is. It's the Sponson. Beyblade Sponson. I'm doing my rusty chipping.
You're made of
rusty
rusty
hits
chipping.
In the 1970s. He was popular with the truck drivers in America. Rusty chipping. Get it? Moving on.
Yeah, move on, mate. Coat required.
It worked in my head.
Yeah.
Then again, many things work in my head that don't work in real life.
I worry about what's working in his head, to be quite honest with you, folks. It's, yeah.
Pretty much at the minute, it's all the ducks are swimming in the water, swimming in the water. I don't know where that comes from. It's somewhere. It's taken from a kids program. Look at your chat, dude.
Jeff has put in a $5 super chat. I wonder what clicking this send to super chat button will do. A nice one, Ooh. Jeff. Thank you very much, mate. You'll imminently be getting a bit of on-screen air guitar, mate, because... Yeah, there you go.
That's what the button do. Now you know.
That's what the button do, and it all goes in a big pot. Helps pay for all of this, folks.
Yep.
Because, yeah, we do run a premium version of StreamYard so that you get the full-blown 1080p goodness, and yeah, all helps pay that. So,
yep.
Go. Bit done. Wow.
And
So far today, in a 1 hour, I've managed to glue 2 pieces together, dude.
Oh. And they'll have to sit for a week, won't they, to not ping apart again?
Yeah, the plastic is somewhat desirable, isn't it?
Do you think you might have to do some pinning at the same time?
Yeah. Might have to break the welder out, mate.
Oh, dear Lord. Now, I probably shouldn't let the cat out of the bag, but there's another reason to support Colin. Because he really needs to get the funds to get his dancing pole sorted out for his new set of videos he's doing in the next couple of months. He's going to set up a second channel.
Yeah, this is the PJ pole dancing channel.
Yeah, it's going to be called Festa 67's After Dark Workshop.
Got a ring to it, dude. People will super chat just to stop me from doing it.
Yep. And he's going to get a dancing pole and other nighttime themed grown-up content, perhaps.
Yeah.
I've told him if he can raise enough funds and pay me enough, I'll do him some dodgy furry artwork to attract that particular audience, because there's always that audience if I must. But it'll have to be a lot of money.
Up on me bench in fake fur, because that seemed to be the thing to do in the 70s, didn't it?
Yeah. I'm gonna sit down and record a proper version of me going in good quality, so we can use it as a sample. And it'll be the Festa 67's workshop After Dark. Only possible with your support. So
you do realise now people are going to expect me to do it, and it's like, cheers, dude.
I can neither confirm nor deny that I was aware of this when I started making that up out of my brain.
It's all right. I will repay you the favour when you start doing content on your channel.
When I start, oh, you tart. I see what we did there.
Oh, yeah, a little prompt.
How deep that cuts.
Yeah, but that's what mates do. We snap each other out.
Yeah.
Without going into details, there is a reason.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you have that. Say I'm good, and I say kicked you down, but buttered you up at the same time. Yeah.
You never kick a man when he's down. You might get him down to start with, but you're not going to kick him once you get him down.
Oh no,
no, because that wouldn't be the right thing to do.
No, I just don't want you getting carried away that I'm being all sensitive, because
you just don't want to get me feeling too safe and comfortable because you could strike at any moment.
Absolutely, mate.
No, and I would not blame you.
Wouldn't be me, dear. Wouldn't be me.
With me and Colin in this relationship, we're both Kato, basically.
Oh, yeah, we're brutal. It's funny, though, because how many times have people gone, God, you two really do argue? And it's like, yeah, that's banter.
Yeah. Welcome to British humour.
Just see it when we're with Tony. That's even worse.
Oh God, even worse. Fenris Railroad says, "Nice work, mate." To me, thank you very much.
Oh, nice one,
I've got
mate.
so much chipping to do. PJ Lewis says, "Sounds like finger bobs." No, it wasn't. It was an English voice. It was basically in a piece of music, like a piece of clubby music.
Yeah.
But it was lifted from a children's TV show, but I can't remember what it was. It wasn't like anything we particularly know. It was something obscure, like, I don't know, Hector and the Herbs or something. I don't know, something obscure that we wouldn't remember.
Oh, I remember
Hector's House,
yeah.
Something I don't know.
Humphrey Cushion. Oh, yeah.
I don't remember Humphrey Cushion.
Yeah, it's in Hector's House, mate. Humphrey Cushion and Dusty Mop.
So I think Hector's House was a bit before me, a little bit. What was the thing with the Herbs? That had the lion, didn't it? The lion and the Parsley the lion, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm Parsley.
You had Crystal Tits and Alistair, wasn't it?
You may have mispronounced that, but in an amusing way, but yes.
Oh, did I? Oh.
You just said exactly what you said.
Oh, did I? Moving on, PJ says Colin will be wearing his gold hot pants and mood tube in the upcoming Festa After Dark show. Don't you start.
Yeah. Although I don't think hot pants are supposed to go with the pole, that's the whole point. But then again, you never know.
Well, you never know, do you?
You have to make sure the pole is nicely greased to avoid any clingage.
Ooh.
Do. Here's an interesting thing.
What's that, mate?
The other day, like a brain food moment.
Yeah.
I was randomly wandering around the internet the other day. And it was, I don't know, I can't remember what it was now. But anyway, there was an article. And it mentioned in the passing, in talking about other things, it mentioned about how in 1971, on Blue Peter, they did a time capsule.
Oh, right.
Now, yeah. I hated Blue. I have no love for Blue. I couldn't stand Blue Peter because I thought it was just poncy nonsense.
Yeah, I can remember them doing that time capsule.
Yeah. It was like, John Noakes, Thingy What's It, and
Valerie
Peter
Singer and
Peter Purvis doing burying the thing. I was like, 1970. And then they said, yeah. And then in 2000, they dug it up again on a special episode. I'm like, oh. So I looked up on YouTube and I was watching it. And it was like the actual episode on in 2000 of Blue Peter. For those who don't know in the US or whatever, it's just a children's factual program, basically, that's been going for like 1,000 years. So anyway, they had these young, preppy, hosts on Blue Peter say, yeah, in 1971, they buried this thing. It's like, well, what was 1971 really like? And then they started doing this thing where they were both, the two presenters were sat on a living room set circa 1971 with horrendous wallpaper, and they're wearing flares and everything's orange and brown. And the guy was saying, in 1971 there was no cable or Sky or Virgin. It was basically just normal aerial TV, and most people had a black and white TV.
Yeah.
And I'm watching this stuff, and I'm thinking to myself, do you know? This was in the year 2000, and they buried it in 1971, and that's 29 years.
Yes.
And obviously, it's only 23 years now, 24 years. Since that program, since the 2000 program. So, but I thought to myself, if you think about what life was like in 1971, and then how different life was in the year 2000.
Yes.
It's quite mind-blowing. And then you think, hang on, if you think about what life was like in the year 2000 and what life is like now, it's not really that different. It's, apart from the internet,
yeah,
and better phones.
The biggest innovation was the iPhone, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In the 90s, obviously, it was home computing and gaming, computer games.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that 20-year technological advance between the 70s and 90s was phenomenal.
Yeah,
Sorry,
but it's like...
I don't know that.
Shut up, computer.
Stop.
But as I found myself realising, it's like there's the differences between the 71 and 2000. Like you say, but from 2000 to 2023... It's my life is no different at all, apart from I've got a much nicer phone and the internet's good.
Yeah.
The internet's not dial-up. Life is pretty much exactly the same.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, there's just been no real major, earth-shattering changes.
No, you've got, obviously, the satellite technology and the broadband and things like that, but there's not really been that massive technological jump we thought was going to happen at the turn of the millennium.
No, I mean, you could take someone from the year 2000 and dump them in today. They'd know pretty much what was going on. They might not know how to work the phone, but...
Yeah.
But if you took someone from the year 71 and put them in 2000, they'd be like, I don't understand anything that's happening.
Yeah.
I don't even understand the money. What? And it was just this weird brain thinking moment of how the same period of time can be so different in terms of progress and change.
Speed Rangers recording studios in the chat saying hello. Hello, mate. How are you, buddy?
Hello.
But yeah, if you'd gone back to somebody in 1971 sitting there watching their CRT black and white TV and gone, there's a high definition phone you can watch movies on or talk to people all around the world, they're going to go, what? Yeah.
It's if you'd said to them, here's a phone. This thing in my hand is a telephone, and it's also more powerful than all the computers on Earth combined right now.
Yeah,
and they'd be like, "What?"
Exactly.
But if you gave someone from the year 2000 a smartphone, they'd probably kind of pick it up really quickly. They'd be like, "Oh, okay, cool." They'd be agog because they didn't. But they'd be like, we had PDAs, we had Palm Pilots and stuff.
Yeah.
So they kind of figure it out fairly quickly. It wouldn't be like, oh my God, this doesn't make any sense.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought to myself, my car was made in 2002 Fiesta.
Yeah.
And it's like, apart from a bit of fancy engine management software, my 2002 Fiesta is probably no different really to a car now.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you take a car from 1971 and...
Gordon Bennett, yeah. Austin the leg row. Let's put a square steering wheel on a car.
Yeah.
Why? It's out of interest in America for our American folks. Is free on a tree still a thing on cars out there? Or have they gone for column shift, gone away from column shift to stick shifts in the centre console even? Because when I was last out in the States, I think free on a tree was still on the hire car I had.
What's that when you get the steering column with like 3 arms on it for...
It's basically the gear controls is a column shift, so yeah. Okay. It's called free on the tree, basically.
Free on a tree.
So yeah.
It was quite mind bending anyway.
Oh yeah.
To think that there's so little difference between these preppy presenters in the year 2000. Because I was looking at the clothes they were wearing, it's like they just look like normal clothes now.
Yeah.
He was saying here in the 70s, and he said it was all, he's got like a skin tight shirt with a big collar and flower pattern, and he's got flared pants. And I'm thinking, you're sitting there 23 years ago wearing exactly the same clothes that I would wear now.
Yeah, that's basically what you would like to wear at this moment in time, isn't it? Oh
no, I mean the year 2000 kid was wearing like just normal clothes for now. Yeah. I would like to wear the flares and the big wide collar shirts.
Kind of what I said.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what wasn't what I meant, though.
Yeah. What's that? They've done away from them now. Everything is automatic. Yeah. Automatic cars is really the only way forward, I think. I think all cars should be automatics. It's just personal preference.
I don't mind stick shift.
Yeah, obviously, as my legs diminished, I moved away from stick shift to auto, and it was like, actually, it kind of makes logical sense when you think about it.
I've only ever driven auto once, and that was a courtesy car. My car was in the shop for repairs, and it was like, unfortunately, it was the world's tiniest engine Nissan Micra, which was absolutely garbage.
Yeah.
And it was like, I got overtaken by little old ladies with the shopping trolleys. When I was trying to accelerate away from stop, and it was like, this automatic nonsense is not that great.
Yeah, but my missus was a prime example. She was dead against automatic cars until I lent her my little Mini, and that was an auto. And I never got it back. And every car she's had since has been fully auto because,
Yep. I don't think I mind either way. I'm used to driving stick now. I always have. So,
and I'm grateful because it saves me an absolute fortune in clutches because,
that's something I need to get sorted out soon. My clutch is a bit old and ropey.
Because for a very tiny lady, my missus has the most lead boot driving technique I've ever seen.
Oh yeah,
it's all or nothing with H.
My dad used to joke. He used to say to me. He said, when you're changing gear, he said, I said, I know you don't want to spend money on a new clutch, but every time you change gear, we're like shoved forward 3 feet, we shove back 3 feet because you take so long to do it.
Yeah.
And you're going so soft with the clutch. And I don't want to buy a new clutch or gearbox. He's like, I think we'd rather be comfortable and not jerked around than worry about having to buy a new clutch. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I used to I'd prepare the clutch ready to receive the gear.
Oh, you was a bit delicate, double D clutching almost.
I tried to get my head around double D clutching once. I couldn't actually understand it. But yes, that was great. I'd put the clutch down very slowly in advance and, I'm not like that anymore now. After having a Land Rover where where the use of the clutch was optional.
Pretty much, Crash box. Yeah, it'll go.
Yeah. I'm basically now a menace to any car because after 10 years of driving a crash gearbox in a Land Rover, I have no concept of
them Land Rovers were so basic that you could pretty much drive the length of the country, change gear without ever using a clutch because you could do it through the revs and just crash the gearbox. So, yeah.
Well, the first time I ever drove it back from the showroom, they never explained about the 4-wheel drive lever. turning four-wheel drive on and off.
Yeah, yeah.
And what they didn't tell me was it was in four-wheel. It was in I assume high ratio, or whichever one it was.
Yeah.
So I drove all the way home like in the wrong gear ratio and the handbrake. They didn't explain. So I drove all the way home with the handbrake on.
Oh, you spoon! But
And I wonder what.
I can get how you did that. I must admit.
Yeah, and I'll explain in a minute for the benefit of people that may think that was the dumbest thing ever. But I basically drove all the way home with this burning smell. Drove back to the garage the next day, and they went, "Yeah, you had the handbrake on, mate." I was like, "Oh." And it sounds really stupid, but the thing you have to understand about old Land Rover, Series 3 Land Rovers is a normal car, you push the button and you push the handbrake down.
Yeah.
And then you drive off. With a Land Rover, if the handbrake is on, you can't drive forward. But you push the button down and it clicks down.
Yeah.
And you can drive off. But there's another click.
Yeah.
It's like you go push, click. And then most drivers would take the hand off, but you have to go click again.
Yeah.
Because if you do the first click, it's kind of half engaged, so you can, and it's designed for if you want to if you're going up a hill, but you don't want to stop completely, but you don't want to roll backwards or forward or whatever.
Yeah.
So you can kind of control it a bit. But they didn't tell me that, so I went click and drove off like 10 miles home. Like, what was that burning smell? And it didn't feel any different. The car was driving fine. I was just melting my handbrake cables and stuff.
Can only happen to you.
Well, that's if you'd never driven one before. It was, and he said, "Don't worry." He said, "You're not the first person that's done that after never having driven one before. We should have explained that to you." I was like, "Okay, thanks." He said, "Don't worry, it won't have. You could drive hundreds of miles with that handbrake on it. It wouldn't do any damage at all. It would just be a bit smelly." He said, "You've now got a pretty much indestructible car. I wouldn't worry about anything like that." So, yeah, but after driving that for a few years with its optional clutch, I'm just a menace. I'm a menace to any modern car now. It's just, oh, dear. I go through my clutches. I've done well on this Fiesta. I've not had a new clutch in it since I bought it about 10 years ago. So.
Oh, you ain't done bad then.
No. It's one of those things. It's one of those things on the MOT where they always say, "Yeah, your clutch is starting to get a bit shonky. You might want to get it sorted at some point."
Yeah.
Not an advisory, but they always just say, "You might want to bring it in at some point for that," and then I never do. It took me 7 years to actually get round to having the steering dampers replaced.
Yeah.
Because your steering dampers are a bit warm. They're not failed on that, but you'll need to get them done at some point if you don't want to lose steering. Yeah. And I'd spend every time I drove the car, I'd be panicking about it until, I think last year I said, "Can you just do the steering dampers?" And yeah.
This bloody computer tonight. Yeah, carry on, mate.
So, yes, I'm a bit of a menace to gearboxes. Let's have a look at chat and see what's going while you're fettling.
Yeah, I'm just going to have to fettle a minute because that has been an absolute dog tonight.
PJ Lewis says, "Now, how to automatic cars prefer the control of a stick shift." I mean, the thing with me is, I'm not I don't drive for fun. I drive just to get from A to B. So I do like a stick shift, but that's all I've ever really had, so I wouldn't bother either way. I'd like to be able to have a cup of coffee while I was driving. That'd be quite good.
Yeah, there you go. It's back on now. It's all right. I'm just having ghost mouse movements on the other computer, and it switched the scene on slobs for some reason. So, yeah.
Nonsense.
Yeah. Great fun.
Thanks, Microsoft Windows updates.
Oh, yeah. It's just one of them, mate. It's one of them. It'll have yet another reboot done on it, but I'm not going to do it whilst I'm live because, it'll kill the stream.
Yeah. Talking of Microsoft has now closed the deal to buy Activision Blizzard King.
Yeah, I was going to send you that this morning because it came up on my Sky News first thing, Yeah,
$75 billion acquisition.
I know.
Which really makes no actual difference to people like me who just have Game Pass Core.
Yeah.
And have no interest in Call of Duty. But
didn't a French company buy the cloud-based stuff as well?
They had to divest the cloud-based streaming rights for all the games they will acquire to Ubisoft.
That was
that was the CMA that were like, "We don't want you to have the monopoly on cloud-based game," even though cloud-based gaming is like 0.3% of the market at the minute.
Yeah.
All the other countries were like, "We don't really care because nobody does cloud-based gaming anyway." But anyway, so that's now done. But for gamers like me, it makes no difference because I'm only on Game Pass Core, so I don't play millions of games. For gamers like you, because you're on full Game Pass, and you'll play anything, you'll just get a whole shed load of extra new free games to play and try out.
Nice one.
Yeah, you'll get all these games from over the years. It doesn't really bother me because I'm very picky. I've got games that I play and that's it. And I'm only on the basic Game Pass, so. But for somebody like Colin who will try anything just to see what it's like and have fun.
Yeah, I'm not on the. I'm only on the basic entry level Game Pass, mate. I'm not on.
Oh, I thought you were on the full whack one.
No.
I thought you were on the. Oh.
No, I'm only on the same one as you, mate.
I thought you were on the full one. I stand corrected.
No, I was confused then. I'm like, am I? No, I'm on the entry one, mate.
But yeah. But the funny thing is, everybody's going on about Call of Duty. It's like, you do know that Call of Duty had nothing to do with the fact they wanted to buy Activision Blizzard King. It's nothing to do with Call of Duty. They couldn't care less about Call of Duty.
Yeah, they wanted the mobile stuff, didn't they? Candy Crush and things like that.
They wanted King. They just had to buy Activision Blizzard at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they now own like the biggest mobile gaming setup in the world.
Yeah. Oh, they're not daft.
No. Well, they said for a long time they wanted to get into mobile gaming more, but they can't just start it because...
No, it's the easiest thing to do is buy an existing concern because they've had all the teething troubles, haven't they? So
yeah. And it's like Candy Crush by itself probably makes more in a year than all of Call of Duty franchises put together.
Yeah, pretty much.
So they don't really care about Call of Duty.
Edward Leonard is in saying, hello, Edward, how are you, buddy? Nice to see you, mate.
Squishy's delivered.
I see what you did there.
Proud
Proud of you, soldier.
Thank you, Mum.
Got the bloody Muppets tune going in my head. Now, why?
All the ducks are swimming in the waters. We're both knackered on that tonight.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It's like, why?
I don't know.
These things enter your head, don't they? And you're like, yeah. Normally, if you haven't slept for days and the minute you lay down, you get an earworm that you just can't get shot of.
Oh, yeah. For me, it's Mike Oldfield's Amarok album. It's bits of that pop into my head and I can't get them out.
Oh, right.
Because the album is designed to actually be like, not an earworm, but it's designed to get into your mind and mess around with it.
Oh, yeah, a bit concept-y, is it?
It's brilliant. It's one of the best albums ever, but it's so many little... Oh, it's made of catchy hooks. It's like Velcro music. It's made of hooks. So once any of it gets into your brain, it's there forever. It's like, oh. And if I'm going to get an earworm keep me awake, I'm glad it's that because I love it. But it's just still, I don't want it.
And honestly say, I was never a fan, mate.
I'm not a big fan of Mike Oldfield at all, but Amarok is so not Mike Oldfield that I love it. I just absolutely love it. It's just so utterly pleasing to listen to in every single way. It's like, just great. I sent it to you. I know you haven't listened to it.
No. It's elevator music to me, isn't it? It's just like, yeah. I'm bad. Like I say, I've got no soul. I'm a husk.
Husk.
Yeah,
I found some animated GIFs of husks.
Yeah. He's husk. Starsky
and
husk. See what I did.
When you grew up, were you just fed on husks?
So it
Farley's husks.
Farley's husks. Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to get out more, don't we, dear?
Yeah. I don't know, though. I don't know if I'd want to make people submit people to me going out and about.
No, I'm going out on Tuesday. I got medical stuff Tuesday. So.
Yes. I need to chase up the hospital because they arranged things for Mama Wolf and then decided, I phoned them up and said, we need to rearrange this appointment because it's not at a good time. Okay, we'll do it for 3 weeks later at the time you want. Perfect. Sent me a letter to confirm it. 2 weeks later, sent me a letter saying, okay, we've rescheduled it for 11 in the morning. Wait, what?
Yeah, it's like, okay.
Why have you changed it again? So I've got to chase that up. Thanks, hospital.
I've already got H bemoaning the fact that she's taking me out in public. So, you're looking forward to it, love? No, I'm not, she says. Oh, I'm not that bad. And everyone just looks round, don't they? And they go, what are you talking about, Willis? It's like, okay.
Is it a medical visit? Yeah.
Oh yeah, yes, medical
So I
stuff.
assume she's not stressing about the fact when you're in hospital. She's just stressing about when you're not in the hospital and anywhere else, basically.
Yeah, it's the whole public thing, isn't it?
Yeah, the whole bit between the car and the hospital.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be fun.
I don't know. A man in a wheelchair shouting, "I'm being kidnapped, help," is probably quite funny.
Yeah.
She beats me.
Because I'll be in full Alf Garnet mode as well, because, I'll be getting pulled about, won't I?
You'll see something in the car park that'll set you off.
Yeah. And that'll be it, because I'm getting pulled about. And I don't like it when people probe you. You know what I mean? I don't mean physically insert stuff in you, but they just keep at you, and it's like, oh, leave me the
prod and needle.
Yeah, leave me the Jesus alone. Do what you got to do so that I can go home and get on with other things, because you're getting on my nerves now. So, yeah, I'm not a very patient. I just want to go in, let them do what they want to do and be on me merry way. But when they start faffing, that's what annoys me. And it's like, look, you've got me notes in front of you. Why are you asking me the same old shizzle that you asked me when I was last here?
Because they need to hear you say words.
Yeah. I'm just like, oh, really? But, don't get me wrong, I let them do their job. I'm not that bad.
Yeah, you just begrudge them doing it.
Well, yeah, because it's like anything. Living with the condition is bad enough. But having to keep going through all the intricate details does get a little bit old. It's like, look, you've been to medical school. You know what the condition is. And then they ask that ultimate question, has there been any improvement? What part of long-term progressive MS do you not understand? Yeah. So my patience does wear a little thin, I must admit.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not a doctor and you're not a patient.
But don't get me wrong, I'm not rude to them, because at the end of the day, I don't see that would be beneficial to anyone. But I do get a little bit fed up with it.
Yeah. I suppose a lot of the time they're probably asking you a lot of stuff that they already know the answer to, but there's other reasons why they'll be asking that, like they'll be doing memory checks and things like that.
Yeah, they're just testing your cognitive recollection skills. And I know that's what they're up to, but it's like, oh, really? Are we playing that game again? They're trying to discern whether I'm a spanner, love, and it's like,
I'm just like, can you make me not hurt anymore? Yes, then do what you want. Ask me any questions. I don't care. Just make me not hurt, please.
Yeah.
But like you say,
what it is. Yeah, it is what it is at the end of the day. But for me, it's partly fun because I get to mess with H a bit because I'm out in public. And it's like the Jaws music when I'm turning up, because she has this sense of foreboding danger. It's like, what is he going to do today that's going to make me squirm? And it's like, yeah.
You're just basically one giant walking foreshadowing moment, aren't you?
I am. And I just look at her as if I'm about to blurt something out. I've got no intention of blurting anything out, but I just want to keep her on guard, So I do mess with her.
You're one of the few people who can actually gaslight themselves.
Yeah. And I just look at her and she goes, don't you even think about it. Think of what, dear? And that's it.
Yeah.
She's on edge and I'm like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah, making her suffer.
Yeah.
But the thing is, what you forget is, of course, the beauty of this is that because of who you are.
Yes.
You do this every time, forgetting, of course, that when you get back home again, you'll just get your ass handed to you.
Absolutely. As soon as we get in the car, she'll go, right, you defiant little,
But you kind of forget that bit every time.
I do, yeah, because it's like, consequences of my actions. I don't,
You've got a little bit of your brain missing, which means you have no concept of consequences of actions.
No, my inhibitions are gone, mate. And
it's a little part of your brain.
And of course, then the boys always ring her up. What did he do? You'll never guess what he done. What's that? Tell us all about it. And then they just appear. It's like, really?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, if they were there, they'd be doing everything they could to make sure you carried on doing it.
Oh, they'd be encouraging me to do it, mate.
Yeah, only because they know it gets you in trouble.
Yeah. It's when it's when, especially with me spine, because obviously with the amount of surgeries and reconstruction that's gone on there, they're like, right, does it hurt when I do this? And I go, if I punch you in the mouth and then ask you, does it hurt when I did that? Would you be as impressed as I am? And Ellen will then go, behave. And I'm like, what? What have I done? Yeah.
You're a terror, aren't you?
Yeah. Or I'll make out I'm going to grab them by the nuts. And I go, right, we're not going to hurt each other today, are we? And they're like...
Mew says, you better behave, Cole. Lol.
Yeah.
Yeah. Edward Leonard says to John, who's asking how he is, says, hanging in there. Thanks for asking. I hope you're doing the same in your situation. Wishing you all the best. And cheers.
Absolutely.
And he says, Rangers says, same here, hanging in. Muse says, I test their ducking skills. I'd hit them with my stick.
Yeah.
Edward says, Cole testing them. They tell him it's time for his prostate exam. Yeah, that will be a hell of a consequence.
Why is it when you get to our age, Edward, everything involves a bloody prostate exam?
Well, I think it's only in your case, Cole, because it's the only thing they can do to punish you for being a pain in the butt.
Well, I know why they in my situation, because I've had tumours removed, haven't I, in my lower spine and sacral bone. So I expect a regular prostate exam because of the tumours I've had removed from my spine and pelvis. So.
Yeah, but I think given the way you treat them, they probably use it as a punishment as well. Oh, is that how we are today, Mr. W? Well, okay. Now, did we mention your prostate exam?
Oh, yeah. You know, I tried to joke with the guy last time. I said, why do they give me the guy with hands like Pat Jennings? Can't you have one of them withered hands like Jeremy Beadle had? And he was expressionless, mate.
Oh, that's the worst thing when you're going for a medical appointment. I've done it myself. You go for like a medical appointment and it's not your GP.
Yeah.
Like for hospital. And you try to do a wisecrack just to lighten the mood, and the doctor just doesn't get it.
You get nothing.
And you're just like, oh
yeah, H was biting the desk, you know what I mean? And this guy, there was nothing. And I'm like, okay, this is going to be a long appointment. Tough room, this one. And yeah.
I was doing that when I went to get my shoulders sorted out earlier in the year. And it was like, I was cracking a joke with I saw about 6 different people. And I was just being like, you know, I was in a lot of pain, but I was just throwing it off by being silly and making little jokes, and not one of the people I saw even cracked a smile. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's when you sort of think, God, this is going to be a long day. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then, of course, H will go in my ear, wait till I get you home. Yeah, I know, love.
Yeah, I know, love.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of them.
I think you should get your brain studied, because I think you are living proof that there is part of the brain that exclusively deals with the concept of consequences.
Oh, I think they would find the blokey area of the brain if they did an examination. Yeah.
Well, do you remember the legendary story of Phineas Gage, the railroad worker? No. Who? This was back in the, I think, late 1800s, early 20th century. And they were setting up, they were blasting like some hills or something to make some railroad tunnels. And it was tamping down the explosives into the wall.
Oh, right.
And they went off, and the blasting rod, the big 12-foot steel pole.
Oh, yeah. I know what you mean now. Yeah, I didn't associate his name. Yeah.
Yep. And it changed his personality. And that's how they were able to then associate certain parts of the brain.
Yeah.
Because they realised that all the bit of the brain that had gone because it was damaged, that was the bit that dealt with whatever was different with him.
Yeah.
So I reckon with you, they'd be like, right, because of Colin, we now know exactly which part of the brain deals with consequences.
Yeah.
We call it the F around and find out brain area.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yours is restricted to F around and not actually finding out.
Yeah. And they'd be examining H's brain going, she's got a highly defined area here. Oh, that's the bit, that's the face palming bit. Yeah. She must have spent a lot of her life going, why me?
Yeah. This rather large part is dedicated entirely to knowing the position of the left hand on the face at all times. And what's this one here? This is the part that controls the muscle that actually keeps the mouth clamped shut.
Yeah.
No matter what one needs to say.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it'll go well.
Festa's area, the part that deals with the concept of consequences of actions.
Oh, I think if they did a gene examination of my DNA, they would actually find that that part is missing. But yeah, we found an issue with this man's genome. He is missing this chromosome.
This actually explains every single thing that's happened to him in his entire life.
The think before you engage gob section seems to be missing.
They'll do it. They'll do a documentary on BBC Horizon, and a bit like The Man Who Thought His Wife Was a Hat, but it'll be the man who thought he'd got away with everything and totally hadn't.
Yeah. But I convince myself, this is the thing, before I do any of my...
It'll be fine, you know, they'll never notice.
Yeah, before I do any of my mischievous things, I think, I'll be all right, she'll see the funny side of it. And I say that to myself every time. And I can guarantee she never sees the funny side of it at the time. Many months afterwards, she'll giggle about it and go, do you remember when? And I go, yeah, I'm healed now, love.
Festa and H have been married for 30 years. Just let that sink in.
Yeah. We got together in 1985, folks.
Yeah. And he still has no idea what he'll actually get away with.
And I would still say that any bloke that says he fully understands his wife's thinking is full of BS. Because I certainly ain't got a clue what she's thinking. And I wouldn't even contemplate trying because, yeah.
Whereas she just knows you inside and out. And knows
Oh,
you
yeah,
better
she
yourself.
can look at me and she'll go, I know exactly what you're thinking. And I cockily go, what's that then? And she goes and gets it right. And of course, then you've got that. I can't let her know that she got it right because, yeah, but she knows.
Yeah.
She knows she got it right.
Yeah, because your face does that little brief crumple.
Yeah, my little face does that. Damn, how did she get in my head and know that?
I know exactly what you're thinking, and you will get a slap. Oh, all right, love.
Yeah.
Right, you are, love.
And it's like, yeah. Or she'll go, don't
Right,
think
you are,
that
love.
about me. And I go, what's that, love? And she'll say a phrase, and I'm like, she's just guessed exactly what I was thinking. How does she do that?
What you don't know, right? You know, like when you've got a police car in front and they put on the follow me lights, it's a sign that just says follow me and it scrolls across.
Yes.
Do you ever notice there's like a flat bit on the back of your head? They had it installed when you weren't aware. You're out for some other surgery and they put it on the back of your head. So when you think something, it just lights up what you're thinking. And she's like, don't even think about that. What, love, what?
She just looks at me and goes, after all these years, you think you'd learn? And I'm like, goldfish. Yeah.
After all these years, you think you realise I'm not going to learn.
We do chuckle about it every now and then, but she does say, there are times where I really do wish you would grow up. And I'm like, yeah, that's not going to happen,
She's there
is
going,
it?
just be grateful that solicitors are so damn expensive.
Yeah.
For those who don't know who Pat Jennings is, says PJ, he's a 1960s, 70s Tottenham Hotspur goalkeeper, huge hands, you can work the rest out yourselves.
Yeah.
Edward says, they actually don't do it here anymore. I assume this is prostate checks. They rely on blood tests, probably not good because they're probably going to miss something, but I know one is going to argue about it.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Space Ranger says, it's like fun vaccines. Have you seen that video? Look up Bill Gates' fun vax. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it is.
Edward Leonard says to PJ about his Pat Jennings hands, all I can think over and over is Donald Trump saying huge over and over.
Yeah, Pat Jennings' hands look like an American baseball catcher's gloved or mitt. But that was his real hands. His hands were massive.
Now, here's the thing, Colin.
Yes.
Would you say, on a normal human scale, were Pat Jennings' hands smaller or much smaller than your enormous hands?
I would say that they was fractionally bigger.
Than your enormous hands?
Yeah, Pete is still fascinated by my hands, by the way, folks.
Yep.
Yeah.
The only way you can shake him off is to send him a picture of Pat Jennings' hands, I think.
Yeah. But, yeah. I think Pete's going to start on Skype saying, can you pick up one of these and send me the picture? Because it'll be, look how big that is in his hand, or small in his hand. I remember what I was using. Oh, it was the micro drill, wasn't it? And it was like...
Yeah, the little tiny micro drill.
I had one of them today, and it looks so tiny in your rather large hand. It's like, oh, Pete. Yeah.
He's fascinated by Festa's tiny, big, massive hands.
Yeah, I think every time I've done a God Hand video, Pete's gone and found the thing on the shelf and held it in his hand and done a comparison, and it's like, just to see. Has rather large hands. He messaged Fox, didn't he?
Yeah. He said, tell Colin he's doing a great job on the videos, before he was actually doing it. Yeah. Because he contacted me to say, is Colin on Skype? Because I need to give him some feedback. He's like, I need to tell him he's doing a really good job with the videos. Also, that he has massive hands. Yeah. And it's like, okay. But it's the fact he had messaged Fox and said, yeah, he's got really big hands. And also the voice from a horror film, apparently. Yeah. The horror film voice, which I don't quite get that bit. Yeah. Not sure what horror films he's been watching. I dread to think, knowing Pete, especially if it's late night broadcasting. Are you sure he's watching horror films? Horror. Yeah, I was going to say, he doesn't sound anything like Vincent Price. Yeah. Welcome to the House of Horrors. Oh, Vincent Price, epic films. Him and Peter Cushing scared the bejesus out of me as a youngster. Them two. Mm-hmm. Theatre of Blood, Vincent Price, classic 1970s film. But then just imagine him when he's on camera doing something scary. Just imagine the camera pans down, he's wearing his comfy slippers though. It takes the edge off. Do you remember a film with Richard Burton in called Bluebeard? Did you remember that one? No, I'm not into horror though. I never really watched horror stuff. It bored me. So what was the one where Richard Burton was in the hospital bed and he could think stuff and buildings collapsed and disasters and plane crashes happened, and I can't for the life of me remember the name of it, but I can remember seeing it. Never heard of that one. Yeah. Never heard of that one. I've got a vivid memory of a film, right? And I've never found out what it was. And it might have been a half-remembered dream, but I remember sitting in our house, in our front room, at the back of the front room. Yeah. I was making, I know for a fact I was making an Airfix Bugatti blower. You know, the old crappy Airfix kit. Yeah. Or the Bugatti, whatever it was, the open top 19. The Bentley blower. Yeah, Bentley, that's it. And I was making this thing, and I looked over, and on the TV there was a film, and all I can remember is there was like a landscape and a tree, and there were people running around, but everything was red. Yeah. It was like there's a red filter on it, and to this day I have no idea what it's never gone from my brain for some reason. Yeah. I have no idea what the film was. Medusa Man. Richard Burton. Is that the one, the Medusa Man? I have no idea. No idea. I don't know why that just popped in my head, but yeah. See, this is what happens. These phrases pop in my head, a bit like Uranus Fox, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Uranus. Yeah, that and the Japanese nuclear physicist are two of the most requested factoids. Yes. Bless you. If I could give Colin one piece of advice, it would be never go to Japan. Yeah, I don't think I'm... Yeah. Perhaps I should get a job as an English teacher. Could you imagine the damage I'd do? I love the idea of like a whole generation of Japanese kids who brought up to speak in like South London English. Yeah. Be great. South London? Space Rangers is off. He's got to go. No worries, mate. You take care. Take care, buddy. Thank you for coming by. East London or South? East London, isn't it? Oh, your mate. Accent. East? Yeah, what kind of... I was born in East and raised in South. Yep, it's East. So, yeah, I started life in Forest Gate and Bethnal Green. And then... for reasons I won't go into, I was farmed out to relatives all round South London to hide. But can you imagine like a generation of Festa taught Japanese young people coming to England? Oh yeah, it'd be great, wouldn't it? And going into an English pub and saying, "All right, mate."
Could you imagine me doing tours of London on one of them open-top buses? Be mint, wouldn't it?
You wouldn't be pointing out all the local sites. You'd be criticising the guy in front driving like a chud or some idiot with stupid hair in the car in front or something.
Yeah.
Don't look at the state of that in that soft top there. What does he think he looks like?
Yeah, that's a point, yeah. Yeah, look, there's a real-life mullet. Quick, get your cameras out. Yeah.
Join on our 3-hour-long open-top bus tour as our tour guide complains about the congestion charge. Maybe points out some points of interest.
Yeah, probably wouldn't be a good tour, would it?
Yeah.
Mind you, I could imagine Jeff would go on it, Candygram for Mongo, because I think he'd find it highly amusing.
All the reviews would be like, I particularly like the bit where we started comparing modern-day governance to the Ted Heath government and things like that.
Well, for me, I used to go down, this is back in the days when you was allowed. I don't know whether you can still do it. But I used to go to the Houses of Parliament every Wednesday and sit in the public gallery for Prime Minister's questions.
Yeah, I think they still have the public gallery. But I don't know when it's
mate, it used to be
accessible.
You used to sit there and think, this lot have been elected to govern this country, and they're bigger children than I could ever be. But it was great entertainment. But of course, you'd start trying to do a running commentary and start echoing, and they don't apparently like that when you do it, as I found out.
I'm assuming you can't actually, there's no actual public gallery for that anymore when it's in session, I guess.
Last I remember, they had to put a screen up on it because there had been paint or something thrown from the public gallery or something had happened. And they changed it, but I don't know whether you can still get in since the terrorist problems.
I mean, nowadays, having a public part to the heart of government is probably a really bad idea.
Yeah, because of, obviously, 7/7 and various other incidents that have gone on in the country. I don't know whether you can still do it, but...
No, it's probably like public access open when they're not in session.
Yeah, but it used to be great fun. Because I had a couple of mates that had emigrated. One had gone to California and one had gone to Sydney. When they used to come over, we used to go down Parliament and have a good old giggle, but that was our thing. PJ says, yeah, it was the Medusa Touch, 1978. Cheers, PJ. I don't know why I remembered that film, but...
I have no knowledge of this.
Yeah, it was just one of them.
I remember some film where a guy was an artist or something, and he was driving in a car, and his hand got cut off by a truck that went past, and he had his hand out the car, and he got.
That was Michael Caine, The Hand, wasn't it?
Was it? I don't. Just some vague memory of this, and it wasn't a very good film.
Anyone out there that wants to know whether a square peg fits a round hole should get the Monogram 1/8 scale E-type Jag, because you've got the square peg and round hole scenario, and I don't know why.
That's a bit weird.
Yeah, but that's where it goes. It's like, but you know, a square peg does fit in a round hole, folks. But
just remember, this was the 60s when they made this, and they're probably absolutely whizzing their large chests off.
Well, judging by some of the alignment, I think half of it was done in Revell America in Imperial, and the other half was done in Revell Europe in metric. That's what I think.
Now, this was before Revell, so it would have been like just American, so it would have been like tape measures and slide rules. Bushes and cups.
Dare I say it, it is rather nice to do a bit of a vintage kit. But so far, I've done section 1. I'm doing really well here.
Keep going, lad, keep going.
But
if that was a modern-day Revell kit, that would be the first of 2 pages and 1,500 sections.
Oh, no. Scary, isn't it, eh? That is the right way round. I just thought I'd check. There we got that.
Have Revell got out of the habit of having single-sheet instructions yet? Do they still do that rubbish?
This one was single sheet, but no, the latest ones I've had have all been colour, multiple sheet instruction books, and dare I say it, rather professional looking, mate.
Okay, here's the next step then. If they've started doing multi-page books, have they actually gone as far as, and I hate to say this, putting staples in them?
Yes. Yeah, the Volkswagen bus was a fully stapled together pamphlet of colour-like information, a bit like the one you had with your last Full.Build.
My God, it's like somebody's dragged them kicking and streaming into the 1990s.
Yeah, proper coloured instructions and everything, mate.
Staples.
Yeah.
How is such a thing possible with Revell? This is not normal.
And I was going to get the vernier gauge out and actually measure whether the staples were concentrically placed.
Ooh. You wanted to say vernier, didn't you?
I did. I do like my vernier gauges.
Vernier gauge.
There you go.
It is the way forward. It is the future.
Yeah, John Alex says The Hand, Michael Caine. Yeah. Why do I remember that film? I don't know.
I just have this vague memory of... The funny thing for me is, right, I don't necessarily remember like old films and stuff, but I have little flashbacks to where I was and what I was doing when I remembered the thing that I remembered. Like, I was sat at my bench, which used to be where my computer desk is now. Yeah. Which had a drawing board on it. And then there was also like a little TV, little colour Trinitron TV in the 1980s. And I remember it was on there while I was doing some drawing or something. But I've never been into horror films. They just bore me.
Used to watch The Armchair Thriller on ITV every week. Yeah, you used to get the Hammer House of Horrors, didn't you? Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee, Vincent Price, all of them people. And they were creepy gits, you know, and
never did anything for me, that kind of stuff. I found it boring. Yeah. Well, I found the Hammer stuff kind of just cheesy and ridiculous. And
that was the thing about them, though. It's because they were so cheesy. Yeah.
But and just normal actual horror films I just found really boring.
Yeah.
Some of my friends are into like proper hardcore horror, and I was like, can I go and watch something else? No, this is boring.
Yeah, I've not watched any of the Saw movies and things like that because it just don't float me boat. But
no interest in that. It's weird because it's like, you know, I watch a sci-fi movie, I can suspend disbelief. I watch a drama or something, I can suspend disbelief.
Yeah,
I can even watching like a crime series and stuff. I can start to, you know, accept that the characters are real people. But it's like horror film. I'm just like, they're just actors. It's not real.
Yeah. It's just like, there's
just no suspending disbelief.
I used to like watching the old stop motion effects they used to do back in the day in horror film before CGI, and I used to watch them just to see how that special effect was done, you know.
Now, nobody will get this reference, but I've just spilt my water everywhere. If anyone remembers the video game Deadly Premonition, which was also known as Red Seed's Diary.
Oh, right.
By Swery65 in like 2010 or so. It was a terrible, terrible video game that was so bad everybody loved it. And it nearly got Game of the Year from quite a few publications because it was so bad. But if you've ever seen it, that's how I see horror films.
Yeah.
It's just weird and silly and not very interesting. I did try playing Deadly Premonition because I watched people playing it. It was really good, but I could never get far in because the mechanics of playing it were really clunky. But I did love it. It was so bad.
Some of them naturally are, though, aren't they?
First movie of Oliver Stone, says John Alex Scale Modelling. Seems the larger box kits have nice books, says Muse. It's hit or miss with the rest. It's all wet now. I've got moistness on my surface. Sorry.
Oh dear.
I've got a moist surface, ladies.
Oh dear. I worry about you.
I wouldn't. There's better things to worry about.
Here you go. Sorry, mate. I was a bit distant. I just had to stand up because...
That's all right. I was just sorting out the carnage on my bench that I just caused.
Pardon, mate.
Bench carnage.
I couldn't make any noises.
Noise.
Moist.
What were you noising?
I was getting lucky bands because this is classic Revell kit of banana-shaped engine components.
Hey, hi, Revell. What are you doing today? Well, today I'm going to make a perfectly rectangular box in two halves, which is an absolute perfect rectangle, but the sides don't join up because we can't do that. It's far too complicated.
Yeah. See, I prepared in advance for this kit, knowing from memory how the other one was, and it's like, I bought all the rubber bands because...
It's like, I couldn't understand if they were doing some complex shape, but it's making a rectangle, a box, if you will. Come on, it's not that hard to get it to line up.
Yeah, but you often hear us say it with these sort of builds or kits. It's nice to get back to something that is a bit of a pup. Just to redo your modelling skills, in it, just to keep you on a level field. But
I think for me, I don't mind a challenge when it's just a challenge because it's a challenge, but I don't like a challenge when it's just poor manufacture. Because that's like, I don't mind being challenged, but being challenged because you couldn't be bothered having actual quality.
Yeah, but
that's... But then again, it's an old kit, so...
Yeah, back when these were first sold, this was the quality of scale models, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was an old... It is an old kit, though. So
you know, I mean, I can remember an Airfix Concorde I bought as a kid, and you had to cut the fuselage and the wings out of the Flash. And you'd have to look at the instructions to see what was actually model kit parts and what was the Flash, because...
Yeah, you have to give a bit of leeway for the older kits. Modern kits I have no forgiveness for when they're just poorly manufactured. No. It's like, really?
No. Seam lines down the middle. It's like, yeah. This is going to be a shrinkflation style wibble coming up.
Here we go.
So you might want to prep yourself.
This was not my intention.
No, but you've made me remember something. Now, Bane blades, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all know about the really hateful barrels.
Barrels?
Yeah, with the oil drums with the seams down the middle. Why is it when the most recent Rogel Dawn was released, why do they still have the same goddamn seam down the centre of the oil drums?
Yeah.
It's not the same mould. It's a different mould. They're a different size or shape drum. I.e., the detail's different to the Bane blade ones, and the carrier that they sit on is different. So it's a new mould they've made. So really,
I think it's down to their choice to have the barrel moulded in two halves, and then they can't, probably because of the height of the sprue, they can't have the whole of one end moulded. They have to do half of it. Whereas if you were sensible, you'd do two halves of a barrel and then have a flat disc to go on the top, but they don't do that.
No,
because they need to keep the.
Why?
I think the problem arises there when they want to stick to a certain number of sprues and cram all the parts in, and they can't do that.
I mean, luckily for me, I done an STL file and did a bottom plate because I couldn't build it and have that big square gap in the bottom, because it's like,
that's the bottom of the the bottom of the Revell Dawn.
So I did an STL file on 3D printed one, because it's like, even though you're not going to see underneath, it's
because on that Revell Dawn, it's like, it's blatant that they didn't want to have more than two sprues.
Yeah.
So instead of just redesigning the sprues to be a bit bigger, and therefore being able to have that part on there as well, they just said, we'll just leave that off because you don't see it anyway.
Yeah, but they'll sell you it for a tenner.
Yeah, now they sell it as a separate part. It's like, really?
Yeah, 10 quid for a rectangle of plastic now. 10 minutes on Tinkercad, and I designed my own. So
yeah, which they probably weren't going to do until everybody, threw a hissy fit about the fact it was missing.
There was a lot of negativity.
Yeah. It's like, if you just made the sprue slightly bigger, you could have probably fitted that extra pot in, and then I'd still had two sprues, but they'd be slightly bigger. But now they wanted to make them a certain size, fit in a certain box.
So that's my wibble done.
I was going to say something. I've forgotten what it was now because I got carried away listening to your wibble.
Yeah. It was a good wibble, though.
It was.
And I like a good wibble. You might have noticed.
You do like a good wibble. You're a right wibbly little thing, aren't you?
H normally goes, oh, God, Alf spoke up. Yeah.
Yep. And you have now been granted entrance to the Hall of Weasels, but I shall not explain why.
Yeah.
You are now the second member in the International Hall of Weasels.
Yeah. You're quite proud that I earned that right, aren't you? Because it was brutal, wasn't it? It was brutal.
Yes. I'm the founding member of the Hall of Weasels. Because I've always said I'm the king of weasels. I can get into and get out of anything.
Yeah.
I can talk my way into and out of anything, and I can do things. And it's not always not always a bad thing being a weasel. But yeah, Colin said something today which was like, "You are now a fully fledged member of the Hall of Weasels. You've passed your probationary period."
He was like, "Dude, I am so proud of that. That is brutal.
You're a bad man. I wish I could tell people what it was for, but I'm not going to."
You're brutal. It was like, now I know why H says you are an emotionless husk. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm proud of you, soldier. You are now the second member of the Weasels Club. So get in.
International House of Weasels. But but it's only because you've exemplified yourself in one area. You still don't have the ability to talk yourself out of some situations, like anything involving H. So you might never pass on that thing, but we had to make an exception for that because...
Yeah, I won't be on the Weasel's board yet because I need to be able to do something and actually talk myself out of it with H.
Yeah.
And I haven't managed that in over 30-odd years, so...
I mean, talking yourself out of something with anybody is fine, but with H, I don't think anybody would expect you to be able to do that.
Yeah, if I could successfully, with him as a witness, get myself out of the doghouse with her, then I think he would be like, yeah, you've earned that. But the likelihood is remote.
You've now got your gold badge.
Yeah.
Right now, you're in the clubhouse. You've got your patch to stow on your sleeve, saying, "I'm a junior weasel."
Yeah. I'm a prospect. Yeah.
If you can get yourself out of a sticky situation with H, then you become a fully fledged Weasel Treehouse Club member.
Yeah, but to get myself out of that situation would mean I would have to get myself in it, and.
Well, no, that's natural for you. That's your strength. That's your ability.
That's not something that's too difficult for me, is it?
Yeah, that's your superpower. Getting yourself in trouble.
Absolutely. It's like...
Yes. Right, I think I'm going to go and get some warm water.
Oh, yeah, how are we doing? Oh, God, is that time already?
I just noticed now.
Yeah, okay, we'll be coming off air once he's cleaned these brushes because...
Back in a sec. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, stiffness.
You're up early doors tomorrow, so... And also, it lets me go and sit in my really comfortable chair because I can watch the MotoGP. We'll be doing an At the Bench on Sunday at the usual 2 p.m. time, folks. So we'll be doing a bit of that. So if you've got anything to post in the gallery, feel free. Doesn't have to be finished. Get your gallery work in there. Going forward, we're going to be doing the gallery every week. So, yeah. So get your work in there, folks. You've got to be in it for it to be pimped.
You know, you're part of everyone. You do know that, don't you?
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping to do a bit of photography later today where I can get some of my finished builds up and in the album. So there may be some more pictures going up because I've finished a couple of builds recently. So
good.
Might as well put the pictures in.
I've just realised something.
What's that, mate?
Well, you know, I've often said that downstairs in the cabinet I've got a World War II SAS Wheelies Jeep that I made when I was like 15.
Yes.
And I talk about how I didn't prime it and I just brush painted the paint straight on and stuff.
Yeah.
This is the brush that I use for getting paint onto the paint palette.
Oh, right, yeah.
I used this brush when I made that Jeep.
Really?
I've had this brush since like 1983, I've just realised.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no, actually, no, I tell a lie. No, it's not. Because that's a Games Workshop thing. No, in that case, ignore me. It's a Games Workshop barcode. It looks very similar to one of the brushes somewhere I've got is one that I had from 1983. It's like, I just realised, I can't remember where it is now. I thought it was that one, but it's not. That's a base brush, I think, layer brush. But there is a brush somewhere.
I was once asked what the oldest tool I've got in my model building repertoire was, and I just said me, because, yeah. I thought that was the easiest option.
Yeah. What's the one tool you've got in your collection of tools that you've never actually used? Or used the least, if not never?
Oh, that's got to be my pigment puffer.
Pigment puffer.
Yeah. Yeah,
I see you just go like that.
Yeah, what it is it's coincidentally right near me because I keep meaning to use it. And you fill that up with your pigment and you just go squeeze. And it's sat there and yeah.
Do you know why I'd never use that?
Yeah.
Because getting pigment out of a cutting mat is just never going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
And
so
that would make pigment go everywhere. My least used tool is a close one. It would be my tap and die set.
Yeah, I got one of them.
That I got to put a thread on the end of brass rods.
Yeah.
It would be that, but it's not because I used that twice. And there's one tool that I've only used once, and that was my hot glue gun.
Oh, I use that quite a bit, the hot glue gun.
I used mine precisely once to make the diorama for the striker model that I did free models.
Yeah. No, I admit I use mine quite a bit because I do a lot of dios. So
yeah. Well, I think I used mine once for that dio and then never did a dio again, and then it's right at the back and I can't get to it anyway. So
yeah, I'm trying to think what other bits I've got laying around that I bought and haven't used. Most of me tools do get used, but I do have a few gimmicky ones where you look at it late night and you think, now that is a good gadget.
Yeah.
And then you get it and you go, actually, that's a bit pants. I would say the circle cutter, because I know you hate that, but I've actually had good success with that. But
yeah. What's your favourite tool? Mine has to be... yours has to be the sort. Mine has to be the thing that I put on top of rattle cans to give it a trigger.
Oh, yeah, I've got one of them. You're on about the little plastic trigger handle. Yeah.
Yeah, you put it on your... And then you... Because that saved my life, that has.
Yeah, with me it saws. I mean, I had the regular saw that we all have. But recently I did a review, shameless plug imminent, on this bad boy. And I must admit, this is now turned into my new favourite saw, mate. And this is the God Hand one.
The funny thing is, every time I see that, and you won't get this, I see one of the space station transport things from Mass Effect games.
Yeah. It's got the flexi blade, but it's also got a slide out spine to make it a solid blade, and that has to be my new favourite saw. That so, yeah, muchly used.
See what chat's saying. Muse says, I need to quit starting new projects and actually finish something.
Yeah.
Edward Dennis says, Jeff, it's 2 inches thick and thick colour pages. I did wonder what he was talking about.
Hey.
Used the least, Dad's caliper and a few of his other things that were in our train building toolbox, says Muse. Edward Lennon says, I use mine all the time because I was a machinist toolmaker.
Oh, nice one, yeah. Yeah, we've all got them weird little gadgets that we've latched onto, but yeah, I do like a good saw, especially being with the scratch buildery goodness. But another one of mine is favourites is my 3D printed moto jig that I did.
Oh yeah,
purely because someone once said it couldn't be done, and that was it for me. It's like, yeah, I'm going to prove you wrong.
Yeah. Edward Lennon said earlier on, if anyone is interested, they are auctioning off the Greg Jean collection at the Heritage Auctions on October the 14th and 15th.
Oh, nice.
Does that include, apart from artwork, does that include actual filming models as well? If people don't know who Greg Jean is, he's a legendary Hollywood model maker.
Yeah.
He did a lot of model making for Star Trek Next Generation, DS9, things like that, and lots of other things as well. There's apart from Star Trek. I know him from Star Trek.
Happy days.
I was amazed to find out he was around in the 70s as well.
That'll get some interested parties in that collection, won't it?
Jeff says, Fox's least used tool, the hand machine concentrifier, I sent him a few years ago, which didn't work for him. It's probably in a landfill now. No, it's in a drawer.
Oh, that was you, Jeff, was it? Ah.
It's over here in a drawer. I still have it. See? I actually saw it the other day, actually.
That was the thing for doing the barrels, wasn't it? Yes.
Yeah. But it wasn't quite... It needed some method of locking onto the barrel to hold it in place.
I was trying to remember who that was. Oh, yeah. This was one of those late night things. Yeah. And I was like, who was the guy that did the concentrifier? Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a really good idea. It just needed a bit more refinement to make it less wiggly, I think. Yeah. So, yes, I did know where, because I've just got it out. I knew where it was. It's over there in the drawer.
You mean to say you used a manly tool?
I've used many manly tools.
Proud of you, you know.
Look how many tools are in that thing there, look. Oh, many tools in there.
Wow.
As my light falls over.
Didn't you fix a manly plumbing thing as well recently?
I replaced my shower head and hose that comes from the shower to the shower head.
Yeah, see?
To try and figure out why the shower wasn't working, and it turns out it is working unless I put the shower head on, so it's a pressure problem. Which is not, because I can't fix that. We have a little man from the gas board cometh tomorrow. The gas man cometh. Yeah,
have you got a negative head pressure by chance?
I don't know. I do walk funny sometimes.
You'll find this out tomorrow when he does his job.
Yes.
Right. I suppose we had better look at wrapping up, because you've got early start tomorrow, haven't you? And
yes, I need to go and get sleep at all, because I probably won't fall asleep till 6. So great.
Because,
get an hour's sleep. And then the gas man will turn up at like 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, which would be great.
Oh, that's always the way in the UK, isn't it? Morning appointment, and it's like,
Well, it's one of these, we'll be there between 7 a.m. and 8 p.m. So you have to get up at 7, they turn up at 5.
Yeah.
And you're always like, I'm on my feet now, dying. I am debating whether I should just stay up all night. I don't know. I'm literally going to get about 3 hours sleep.
It's normally what I do.
Yeah, but you're used to that. I'm feeble.
Exactly.
I'm weak and feeble.
Oh, lamekins. Right, folks, well, we're going to wrap up and let you get on and enjoy the rest of your evening or morning, whichever it may be, depending on where you are. We'll be back on Sunday on this channel doing the Festa and Friends at the Bench Sunday show, so tune in for that. What else? Have you got anything planned in the upcoming week, or are you just winging it day by day?
Yeah, we're going to day by day. Wednesday on E-Models, Friday we're going with you.
Yeah.
At some point, we'll try and do some Monday stuff, every other Monday stuff again.
Talking of Mondays, this Monday coming, I'm going to be doing a solo stream for the 1/16th tank over on E-Models. So
I need to make sure I'm watching that for your first ever solo stream.
Yeah, it's me coming out of my comfort zone, because I don't normally like streaming solo, but we're on about doing something on a Monday, so I'm going to snag the spot to launch them, and then we'll look as time goes forward on rekindling the Monday shows in a format. So
I think you'll be fine, because you've got a good lot of people in chat that will keep you interested in the conversation, because they'll be talking to you.
You know what I'm like. I tend to forget myself a bit. This is where having other people, they prompt me back into your live mode. Yeah. So there you go.
I've listened in sometimes while I've been putting Mum and Wolf to bed, and you've been looking after the audience while I've been away, and you're doing all right.
It's just a subconscious thing that I've been uncomfortable doing, but sod it. I'm going to do it.
Nobody likes to be in the spotlight.
No, I'm uncomfortable with it, if I'm honest. Why do you live stream?
Apart from me, because I'm an attention whore, so I love it. But hey.
Oh yeah, that's why it works. But anyway, folks, we'll love and leave you. We'll catch up with you on the next ones. Until then, thanks for your continued support, peeps, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye.
Take care, everyone. Adios, amigos. Bye. Chance
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best.